Hello everyone, this is Maria from mariascraftingcorner.com. I am super excited you're here with me today, and we are going to be working today on our alternative 2, project 2 for our June paper pumpkin kit. I am really excited. I have something I really like. It's just going in my brain, and I hope it turns out as cute as I think it's going to turn out, because sometimes that just doesn't happen, but let's cross our fingers. And if you don't know what paper pumpkin is a monthly subscription from Stampin' Up, where you will get everything you need to make the projects that are included in this little box. And I always do this. Let me show you. That's our little box. And in that one, you will get everything you need. It includes the stamp set. It includes an ink spot. And I'm going to show you this month's one is this one. It will include, your first paper pumpkin kit will include an acrylic block, and it won't include it afterwards, but you'll have that one. It will include the card bases. It'll include cutouts for you to play, even dimensionals, or sometimes it brings tear and tape. I have here one from, I think it was last month. Here, there you go. And it usually brings glue dots as well. So bottom line, you will get everything you need to make those projects. Now, I love to create some alternatives just to inspire and ignite your inspiration and your creativity, and that's what we're going to do. You will get the paper pumpkin kit for $23.50, and that includes the shipping as well. So really, for $24, you're getting everything you need, not only to make your cards, but you will always increase your ink colors, because you will always get some different color, and you will also increase your stamp sets if that's part of what you want. So bottom line, is just a great bargain, and you don't want to miss it. If you want to subscribe for July's paper pumpkin kit, please go down below to the link, and it will take you directly to the paper pumpkin kit webpage, and you can sign in there. That said, as you may know already, I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am very excited to just let you guys know about all our new promotions. Our mini catalog will be live next Friday. So actually today I'm filming this on Saturday 25th. Oh goodness in heavens, I'm so bad with dates. But yes, Saturday 25th. But you're going to be able to see the new catalog on Friday the 1st. Oh, it's so excited. It's beautiful, beautiful. I can show you if I find it. I'm going to show you right here the mini catalog. I can't open it just yet, and I'll show it to you here in a second, but it's gorgeous. And we also have our celebration. Let's move to the crafting table. That's probably much easier. Okay, so this is the celebration brochure, which will be starting same July 1st to August 31st. Free stuff. That's all it is. This is free stuff. Either you get, when you spend a $50, when you make a $50 purchase, or you make a $100 purchase, you will get something for free. I have done a couple cards, and I'm going to link up here to my card, my life from last week, which I use a paper. It's called Wonderful World. Oh my God, such a beautiful paper. The card is gorgeous too, by the way, but that paper just makes it all. And here is the mini catalog, which again, I can't open, but it is beautiful. It has a lot of goodies in it that you don't want to miss. It's everything very, very holiday related, but it's gorgeous. Anyways, let's get started. I am bringing our paper pumpkin kit. As you guys, these guys, that glare, I'm sorry. As you guys know, I try very, very, very hard not to include anything that is not in here. What I usually include, it's different tools. So for example, I will include my trimmer. I will include my, I'm bringing them, I'm sorry, my bone folder and my take your pick, which as you can tell is pretty messed up because I use it every day. I have my scissors here in case I need them. I will most likely include a different kind of adhesive. So I do have my own paper Newton tape. I have my Stampin' Seal Plus handy. I have my own dimensionals. I think actually these are the ones that came with this kit because I just have the ones that I'm using every day. I have, and I will bring my own stamping blocks, and I'm gonna put them like so you can see them better, because they are a little bit thicker than the regular blocks from the paper pumpkin kit, and I really like using these. They're much easier to use. So I'm going to use this one. On top of that, I have several sizes of them, so it's much easier for my hands because as you can tell, I don't have like very big things. Yeah, very big hands. Jesus. This is my silicone craft sheet. I can't live without it. It's just a lifesaver. And then I think the only thing I'm going to bring extra materials wise is going to be a piece of white cardstock. Okay, so these, let's open it up real quick. I just want to show you, it's all messed up now. This will be July's paper pumpkin kit. This is beautiful. It has all these theme related to the sea, and it's I mean you know that we don't know what we're getting until we get it, right? So I just am envisioning beauty. I just like the sea. I like the idea of having a little bottle. I don't know what they're having really. I'm just making this up. So, but give it a look. It seems worth it. Now, if you go to our Paper Pumpkin website, there is a little quiz, and if you participate in it, you are most likely able, or you will be participating, sorry, in the chance to win one free paper pumpkin kit. So again, go ahead down there to the link I have for the paper pumpkin kit, and go to their website and just fill out this quiz and have some fun. Now, this month is called Pick of the Crop, and it's all related with like the market. I just keep thinking of the market, right? The market and a place where you can go and buy fresh fruit, and that's what I envision. Now, that said, this paper pumpkin kit brings this gorgeous tote. I am in love with it. Stampin' Up! Has more of these totes for you to get if you're interested, and I will link them below as well, so you can go straight there to get them. These are amazing. I'm in love with them, and you can decorate them. Sorry, I keep bringing them back, but if you bring your other inks and other stamps, you can try to play with it. So it's worth to look into. And here is what we got in our paper pumpkin kit. I'm not going to go into detail now because it's really, you know, we did that in our first video, and so just go there if you want to see in more detail what's in it. It does bring, okay, maybe I can show you if I find it. I'm sorry. Okay, so these are the cards you would be able to make if you were to follow the instructions as they are, and these are all the things that come in the kit. So it brings the stamp, it brings this little ink spot, it brings the Canva tote, and all the card bases. It brings a total of 9 card bases and 9 envelopes and cutouts for you to play with. Okay, so that's what we got. Now, what we are going to do today, we are going to play with this, and the first thing we're going to do, so we're going to grab our white cardstock, sorry, we're going to align the 8.5 side to our trimmer, and we are going to cut at 4.25, which is the half of 8.5. Okay, and then we're going to align the longest part to our trimmer as well, and we are going to score at 5.5. So as you know, this is a regular piece of cardstock, so it measures 8.5 by 11, and so 5.5 is half of 11. So that's where we do. And what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and cut, and we're going to cut at 1, and we are going to move this around, and what we want is to leave here an extra, so we're going to actually align just as I was aligning. It's hard to see though. Where's the 1? There you go. There's Mr. 1. Oh, this is the easiest way. Now, see, I keep doing this wrong. No matter what, we're aligning here, and we're going to cut at 1 here. So we'll move these to 1 here, right? And that will be 1. Okay, so we got 1 and 1. We may use this later, but we're not going to use it for this card. Hopefully this was straight enough. I don't know what I got so confused and I couldn't just go for it. But there it is. So we managed. So this is at 1, and we have another piece that it's 1. Okay, we are going to move these papers out of the way. I am going to bring these paper, and I am going, this card base, not paper, and I am going to cut these in half. Sometimes it's sad because part of what I do is destroy kind of the card bases, but that's the only way we can get a little bit creative. So we know now this is 1, so this is 4.25 by 1. So I'm going to cut here at, I'm going to do it on this side, 3 7/8, which is an eighth smaller from that, and another one, 3 7/8, and then we are going to move this away and cut these at 4 3/8. Oh no, 4 1/8. I'm sorry. So we're just taking a eighth off from the cardstock, so we can put these in here. And this is going to be a very simple card, but I think it brings a lot of cuteness into it. Okay. Now we are going to glue this here in a minute, but I am going to bring what I'm going to be using, which is these beautiful card. I absolutely love this card, and I should have taken these. I actually at least I took it. Let me put this in here and we can throw them away. At least this time I was intelligent enough or mindful enough to remind myself to take it from the actual page, but I didn't take this off, so my bad. Maybe next time I'll remember. And we're going to leave these as is. We're not going to make any changes to it. Okay, we're almost done, I think. So much easier with this. I don't know why I fight the law. I have the thing in my hand and I don't use it. Now, if you don't have it, take your pick. I would absolutely recommend you to get one. They are so useful in general, right? Just, you can use this little putty to pick up the little things. And I say little things, I'm thinking of gems and or bling bling, but anything, right? Even paper. If you're struggling to, okay, because I am trying to do this, it's not working. There you go. That's much better, huh? To make an example. So yeah, it's super useful just in general. Now, and I'm going to bring my stamp set, which I seem to have lost because, oh, no, it's right here. And so with this part, this is going to be going in here. This is going to be here, and we're going to hook this up to it. And what I want to do is, I want these to go in here and in here, and we're going to use our ink for that. I just want to make sure that we can see them well, right? So and it's okay if this is on top, because that's the whole goal, is for them to be kind of hiding. I just want to make sure I have them in the right place. Okay, look at that. I am going to bring a wonderful tool that, if you don't have it, again, there are tools that are really worth having, and this Stamparatus is one of them. I got this trick from Karen Titus or Titus. I don't know how you pronounce her last name, but she is wonderful, and she just said, hey, if you align some washi tape here, you'll be able to exactly put this where you want it. So let me talk to you a little bit about the Stamparatus. The Stamparatus is, and this should be like this. The Stamparatus is a beautiful, oh, you know what? I just decided I'm going to make it a little bit different. Nope, no, I can't. Okay, it's okay, people. I keep, you know that I do this as I go, and so I always get too excited. So what's the Stamparatus before we move any further? This wonderful tool has, as you can tell, a magnet below. Ta-da! And so you are able to keep your cardstock exactly where you want it. You will get the stamp set here. It will rise, and as you can tell, I need to put this a little bit further in here so it doesn't move a whole lot. Let me put this together. Now these magnets are hardcore, so be mindful of that. There you go. That's what I need. Okay, so now I can move this, and let's say I fail at getting it the right way, because whatever, then I will be able to put it back again. So get my stamp back again, and I will get a nice print, if you want to call it that way. In other words, it's a placement tool that I am able to stamp over and over again in my paper. And I am bringing our Calypso Coral, which is, I'm bringing my big ink pad just because it's easier for me. I don't want to open that small one. And what you do, let me move this a little bit here, moving this out of there. I'm just going to ink this a little bit. Okay, it's just the same. I am going to ink, sometimes just keep a rag there handy. So now be mindful, pay attention that I am, see, perfect, that I have, this is going to be the upside. I can't talk sometimes. So this is going to be the upside, right? So I that's why my card is like, it's there. And we are going to do this like so. And what I am going to do in this case, it's not so useful because I have an actual, but I am going to take it off and put it back in. And I am using, I don't know if you, it's hard to tell, but it has some some lines. I forgot, squared lines, and now I lost where I wanted this, so that's not cool, but that's going to be it. So I'm going to clean this back again. Sorry, trying to explain to you what I'm doing, and it didn't work as well as I was hoping for. But I'm going to align this again, kind of to this, hoping it's more or less the same. And I'm going to go back. It's just a little easier. There you go. And now we're going to go and ink again. We'll check that there's no And I don't know if you can see it. There's a little bit there. No ink. And we're going to go back again and ink that well. You see what I was saying? That happens sometimes. I don't know if you can tell. And that was completely. So my stamp there is not complete. So now I can still go back again and press on that area. And I know it's going to be in the same placement. It's not going to cause any of the issues that it usually causes when you try to stamp again on a stamp, when you fail to stamp well, and you try, and we all try. I'm just going to say that because it's just a funny thing. I think for some reason we all believe we're going to be able to make it happen and it's going to be okay, but most of the time it's not. So I'm going to use this little piece and I'm going to align it here and paste it here, or glue it here. I'm going to use glue just because it's a little bit easier, and I have it here, and I'm bringing my I always say craft sheet, and a silicone craft sheet because nothing sticks to it, so I really like it. We're just going to keep these like so. I'm going to expand this first and put this here, and we got that. Perfect. Now that that's done, I'm gonna go over with my bone folder. I should have done that before, but since I'm doing it now, I'm doing it now. And now we're gonna work on this tiny piece, and we are going to get this back out, put some glue, and put it in here. Okay, now we're gonna wait for that to dry a tiny second because it needs to dry, and then we're going to calculate this in here. And what's gonna happen is that our card is gonna go in between those flowers like there, and it's just gonna look super cute. Now okay, let me move these out of the way because I really don't want any more disasters happening. If you get ink in your fingers, which happens very often to me for some reason, just use your chamois or some water and clean yourself real quick. It's the best we can do. So this card has, or this kit has, not card, a lot of other, I'm bringing all the cutouts just to show you. So these is part of, it brings these flowers, which I absolutely love. I don't think they are lavenders, but that's what I'm thinking of. It has these extra cutouts for you to play with. They are too big for what I have in mind, but I love them. Let me bring the other cutouts. It has some bread and these little ones that I have used already, as you can tell, and I may be using this one here later on. We'll see if that's the one I want. And we still have, this one brings, this is vellum. I don't know if you can tell. This is gorgeous because you can use it with this bread, just to play with the bread. I am going to get a couple of pieces of bread in here, and I'm going to put one here just because they're small, and one here like so. And I am going to use, I don't need the big one, but I'm going to use one of them and cut it in half maybe. Okay, like that. So I'm going to get these out of the way, same as this is going to go out of the way. I have already some of these, and I keep trying to figure out how to put this in here for some reason. I don't know why I like this so much, but they are far too big compared to that, the flowers in the vases, and so I am not going to do that. So I'm going to move these out of the way for 1 minute, and we are going to focus here in getting, these is going to go here just for fun. And I don't know if you can see this. Let me show you. but I made a boo-boo there. But the good news is we are going to write to use these gorgeous hello, which I am absolutely in love with. And we're going to stamp in there. And it will be mostly covered. Maybe that's too big. I really want to use this, so let's just say that. Let me see. What am I going to use? Which one am I going to use? I like this Love You a whole bunch, so that's the one we're going to use, and we're going to stamp it inside. And why were we stamping it inside is because there's not a whole lot of area on these to stamp, although I was thinking of doing something on the top, so we'll see with that. But I'm going to stamp these Love You here, right there. I'm looking for my pad. It likes to disappear. I have said that if you is the first time you're using a polymer stamp set, just use your grit paper to kind of make sure that it's going to be okay. Now, I am going to get my head in your view because the lights kind of reflect in the block, and I can't help it. I already don't see well, and if I don't do that, all I see is like, and I can't put it straight. And I'm not good putting anything straight already, so we need assistance here. Okay, so here's my big head. Sorry about that. Taking it off. I absolutely love that one. So all I'm doing putting there is putting my stuff in my chamois and cleaning them and making sure, always make sure that your fingers are not inky. I think it's probably one of the worst, not worst, it's probably one of the reasons I mess up my projects more often is I have inky fingers. Okay, so this is how this is going to go. Now I am going to decorate first the breads. So these are going to go like so, and since they are so little, we'll really need just like half of it. And you know, I'm going to go ahead and kind of cut it with my scissors. I have said many times I don't cut anything straight. You can laugh at me all you want, it's all good. And we are going to put a piece of bread like so, and another piece of bread here. We are going to glue this. I'm going to use a glue dot just because it's a little bit easier. And we're going to take that white cover, and I'm going to bring that other piece of bread, which, see, useful. It was fighting with me, and I'm going to put it like so. And we're going to put them both in the bag. Now, in order to create this bag, I'm just going to put this back in here, fold it well. I'll bring my foam folder, right? And I don't need to put anything on the sides. We're just going to get these bread in here as it is, like that. I like it like that. And that's all we need. And we are going to, let's see if it's going to be too, yeah, it's going to be too big. So I'm just going to cut these a tiny bit on here. And I'm cutting it both sides, of course. It's much easier. Bring in my bread. I'm trying to make sure that it is not, and it looks like we are going to need to cut this a tiny bit too. Okay. And now it's separated, which is what I didn't want to, but the truth is we don't need both sides to create the illusion. Oh my God, Maria, the illusion of a bag, right? As long as we do this, it should look baggish, I think, right? So we're going to glue our friends, our bread, like there. And we are going to bring our bag, quote unquote, in here like so. Now, in order for us to, I'm going to still cut it a tiny bit actually. Okay, before, one of the reasons I wanted it like that, it was because that way I could, I did not have to worry. Another little bit in here. I did not have to worry much about putting the glue in here so you would not notice. But the truth is, we can use tiny glue dots, and they're going to show a bit, but they're not going to show a whole lot. So I'm just going to put one on each corner, hopefully discreet enough. And some of them are rebellious, as you can tell. Okay, these ones came out super quick. We didn't need a whole lot. These ones are coming out really, really fast, so that's nice. And we're going to place this like there. And now we have our covered bread. Now, let's go ahead and do this. This is going to go later on, so we're going to move that. And we are going to put this exactly where it needs to go, which is align it with the bottom edge of the other of the card or the card base. And we are going to put this in there. I am going to put first some glue here because, well, for one, it is harder when you have this more intricate shape than if it were like up here is just straight. So I'm going to do that one first because I think it's going to work better. And I am calculating that it's as centered as possible. We're aligning that again. I'm pushing that for a tiny bit, so hoping it dries. And now I'm going to make sure, where do I need to put my glue? So back again, we align it. And so it's just this area. So we're talking probably, what, a third? Not even a third. Well, maybe like a third of the wheel. Way before the middle. So we're going to go and put some glue in here. And same here. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but I did put a lot of glue in there. So I'm going to bring my little rag, right, just so it's not all squished in. Now, back again to a little piece. We're going to align it. And we're going to push in. And we're going to push so it stays there. And now we have our card. Now, I do want to create something, but I am not sure what. But I am bringing this one here, and a piece of cheese. If I find a piece of cheese somewhere. I don't know why when I make these cards, the paper pumpkin kit, I am so disorganized. Like, just in general, I'm not a super organized person, but man, do I look messy when I am doing this. Managed. Okay, I like these piece of cheese too. So I'm just going to put it like there. I'm just making sure this is okay. And we are going to get the cheese. Oops. You see? Yes. On this side, because the cheese is going to go, I don't want to put it on top just in case, so it doesn't go there. So I'm going to put the cheese there, and I'm going to put these two friends in dimensionals. So I'm going to just, I always put more than it's needed. I am aware of that. I just feel that I don't want my card, when it gets to, its future owner, I don't want it to not be working, like to be all discombobulated. So there is my little piece. Now, I don't know if you see this. This is another little piece of, I don't know if it's too big. So our cutouts bring, yeah, I think it's too big. Right? It feels too big. I wanted to like put that one there, but I am thinking we can wait on that. So card number 1, it's beautiful, very simple card and easy to make, but perfect giveaway. If you want to put some extra love in here, you can probably use blending brushes to put some extra color in it, but other than that, really it on its own is beautiful. So we have our first card. Let's go with the next one. Let's see, where is my little piece? Oh, okay, here it is. So we have these pieces, and what we're going to do is we are going to, let me move all my stuff. I tend to keep everything here, and that does not usually work. But as you can tell, I forget I have my take your pick, and instead of using that, I keep fighting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these square, and I'm just going to line it up here. This is where this trimmer comes in so handy, because you can really see in there if it's in the line, and it's going to be a tough one because it's hard to cut. So hopefully we do the right cut. I would say cut maybe not all the way, and as you can tell, I need to cut a little bit more because I don't want this to show. I don't want anything of it to show. But we are going to proceed with the rest, and then we'll cut. So bottom line, it's much better if we cut a little bit into the blue because we don't want that to show. And I'm not cutting all the way, as you can tell, and I'm not cutting all the way because I rather use my scissors to go all the way through than to cut over. And I am doing a really bad job at, at aligning these correctly. It's a little bit harder, of course, because you don't have a way to see it. But hopefully this one, nope. Mostly. Okay. So we're going to have to do some surgery here. Let's see. I think this is the only cut I've made that it really did not, I did not cut into into that pinkish side. So I am going to go up here and cut. Like I said, it's much easier if you cut to use your scissors to calculate than to go extra. Or maybe not much easier, but I think it's better. And I'm going to follow this. As you can tell, you can try to follow this because I already cut that. It's just a tiny piece that I'm cutting. Okay, that came through. And let me see this one here. There's one. And we're going to get this back. Okay, I need to cut here. So you can tell I have 2 corners to cut. And another one here. Whoops, sorry about that. These corners are a little rebellious. There we go. Okay, so we managed. So I don't want to go back into cutting that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my snips a little bit, and I'm going to create, I'm going to use them to cut, to kind of take that off. And it's going to leave a funny edge, like an edged edge. And I like that very much. Anyways, so that will work, that works well for me. So I'm just taking away. There is a tool already, and I forgot how it's named. Let me see if I find mine. This one. So if you have this tool, you can use piercing, I think. You can use these instead. I just don't want to use anything that you may not have, so I'm using my scissors. because again, like I've said before, my assumption is that you have some scissors, some cutting device like a trimmer, and you have some adhesive, if not only what's in the bag, I mean the box. And so that's, we're just trimming it that way. Now, if you don't have a trimmer, I have to say you need to get one. To me, the trimmer has been a game changer. I am, look at my eyes. I am being honest. I love my trimmer. My trimmer has been kind of my, how would I call it? My trimmer has been my opening gate for most of the cards I make, because it's so easy to be accurate when you have the trimmer. It's impressive. What are we going to need? We need another piece of white cardstock, and it's here, and this is actually from one of our previous paper pumpkins. I think this is from May's paper pumpkin kit, but I didn't use all the card bases, and we are going to have these card base here. Now, in order for us to kind of get that look that I'm looking for, we'll have to cut this card base. It would have been much better if I would have used another of the card bases, but I didn't do that because I had already used the other side. I don't know if you guys remember, this is the half of this side, and I just want to make sure that it's gonna, it's gonna be okay. Now, what do I need to do to get this as best as possible? What you need to do to get this as best as possible is, and I found it, I'm bringing I am using my pen that does not want to work, of course, because why would it work? It's not. Let's see. Come on, pen. It's got some lead in it. Okay. So it's not really kind of working with me today. Let me see if I have another pen. I don't think I have another pencil. I have tons of pens, but I don't want to make... But since we don't want to waste a lot of our time trying to get a lead to work... Okay, forget it. I am going to use... Yes, I feel very unsafe using a pen, but I'm going to use a pen just to make a little dot there, another one here. So I know I need to cut there, right? Another one here and another one here. So I'll just have to align those. That's all we need to do. Align and align. And again, that paper trimmer is going to be our savior here. So I'm going to align, like I said, these two. And we're going to cut. Okay, there is one, there is the other. We'll put the dots. I don't know if you can see. Okay, there's one dot. So I have one that's centered. I have the other one centered now. This view is really amazing. And now you cut. And I am same as before. I am not cutting all the way to the dots if possible, just because I'm afraid I'll cut over. And we're going to do the same thing here. Move that out of the way. Align this as best as we can. Remove the blade and let's go for it. Okay, and we'll move again and do the same thing. You see, seems like those two are well aligned, and we'll cut through. Okay, and finally, one last side we're gonna go for, and so there are a couple ways. Okay, this is not okay. This is working now. There are a couple ways to do this simpler too. One of them is using dies. So if you have square dies, that will probably work well as well. I'm not using anything that I don't think that you may not have. So that is one of the reasons why I'm using these. Besides that, it is always good to learn how to make certain things, right? So we're learning a little bit of tips and tricks on how to do this. Now, thankfully, this is going to go covered by our piece there. So those ugly dots of pen are going to be covered. So this is what we have. I am going to put this in here. You see, that works perfectly okay. And there it goes. It's a little bit on the bigger side. So this one is a little bit on the bigger side. But I am just, no, I can't leave it as that. So what am I going to do? I'm going to cut in this one. It's about an inch, about an eighth of an inch. Actually, not in that one because that will keep us in trouble. So let's see. Yeah, that one is okay. So I'm actually going to leave it as is. I am going to do the same thing I did before with the scissors, because that way I think that's part of it. I create more or less the same fussiness on both, and I think it will work wonderful that way. It will just look different. Okay, and we have another one. And again, if you have that other tool, use that tool instead of the scissors. This is not cool for the scissors. Scissors don't love it. Okay. There we go. Phew. That was something of something. Let's see if that works. That works a little bit better. Can you tell? You can tell it's a little bigger here. So we are, oh, I just got an idea. We're going to do this. We're going to align it as best as we can, and we're going to put the sentiment here. Solutions. It's always about solutions, because this is going to need some wiggle room. I'm going to use, of course, some glue, which is, it allows much more flexibility. This is aligning the wrong way. This is going to be harder if it's, so again, glue is wonderful when you have to do some of that calculation and moving and making sure pieces fit exactly. Your friend is glue. There is no doubt about it. Okay, so we have that piece. I am going to bring, I am thinking, let me see, where's my other piece? I should have all the pieces designed as I go, but I mean, before I start the live, I mean, it's not a live, the video, but I definitely don't, and I don't know why I don't realize that I need them. I am going to use this for a couple of reasons. If I can, if this fits in there, this is the one that we need to use, and that is, so I'll just cut that maybe, so we can cover it all. Like there. I'll put it there. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut, you see how I like the edges because they're cute, but I'm going to cut in here. I'm going to cut those cute little thingies, and then it's going to look just straight. It's not bad. Straight is not bad. Instead of having that, but we're going to put here our sentiment, and we're still a little bit off. I think I need to cut, I cut two of them because why not? I think I need to cut still, I'm gonna say it's about an eighth of an inch each way. So I'm gonna do that in here because it's much easier. I got an eighth there and another eighth there. I don't know why I struggle with this so much. I'm going to put the sentiment right now, and it brings me back to, I really like this one, and we're going to use that one. And bringing up my little. So the best way to do this, oops, sorry, I didn't realize my big head was there. Isn't it? No, okay. It's to align your stamp with your grid and then get it like that. And now you know that your stamp is straight. So I am going to get these inked. And we're going to kind of do the same thing. We're going to align these P's. There you go. In your grid, and now you know you'll have an easier time putting the stamp. Now my head goes again. I told you guys that the lights do not let me see well, and so it's the only way for me to stamp mostly straight. And there you go. Thank you for being understanding about that. So we are going to put this thing here that fits very well now. It may have an extra inch. I'm going to cut a little bit still. An extra inch. I keep saying inch. It's more like a 16th of an inch. And there you go. And I'm going to leave it as, I'm going to move it a tiny bit there. There you go. And so I'm going to glue this, and I am going to use glue just because I don't want it standing up, because I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't want it to have dimensionals, because if it has dimensionals then you will be able to see that it does not cut exactly there. And now we have something here extra, and I am going to use those beautiful flowers though to cover some of that. Okay, and so I have some here and some here, and I'm wondering, how do I want these to go? I want them to go like so. And let me bring the other one. Sorry about that. It always takes me a little bit. And I want these to go like so. So it will take away all the vision from our not matching edges, right? So again, now we have to be mindful that these is going to be on the back. So I'm going to put only in the area that's going to be against the card base. So that's going to be like so, and I'm going to move it there, and then I'm going to move this one. It's just the same. We have to be mindful that it's going to go around there. So we are just going to put some here and some here, because most of it is going to be hanging. Okay, and there you go. Now that's looking gorgeous. Now the kit brings some threading here, and I am going to, and I hope you guys are nice to me, because I struggle the most with any twill, thread, anything. It's just a kind of a ridiculous thing. So I am just putting these like so it's not too complicated. Okay, maybe like there. So we have a few loops, right? And I am going to grab another little piece, and I know this is not the best way to do it, but this is what works for me. And if you are very experienced doing bows and knots and other things, by all means do it better than I do. But this is what works for me, and so I am not going to really go ahead and ruin it, because it's not worth it. Okay, now I am trying to get, as you can tell, I have clumsy fingers. You should see me texting. My daughter gets exasperated with me every time I try to send her a text, because it takes forever, is what she says. And now we're going to put that there, and now we have a beautiful, beautiful bouquet. We're going to use one of those, where did I put them? Man, I'm losing everything. I think these are the ones that actually it brought, and I'm going to actually put two of them. in here. And this one did not come through, so I'm going to use my take your pick tool here. I may even use another one actually. Making sure my big head is not in your camera view. Okay, and let me bring that other one. I'm bringing another one here. Glue dots are really strong. They are awesome. They are very, very useful. But this one does not want to get stuck, because why would I get stuck if Maria needs it to? So we'll remove that one that is fighting with us for whatever reason, and we'll bring another one. And I'm going to put it in here. Maybe it's the position. It's just not, there's far too many edges for it to glue well. And there it goes. Okay. That is not working very well. I think that will do. You get out. Hey, hey. We'll bring this here. And if that doesn't work, we'll use something else. But I think this will do the trick. Okay. So now we have this beautiful knot. Let's remove that from there. And so what's the goal? The goal is we're going to put this one right where it should go. And as you can tell, it has a little bit of blue in there. So I'm going to take that blue. It's less than a smidge. It's a smidge of a smidge, but we'll take that. And we'll just place it as is, right? There, so we'll need to be very careful with it. So I'm moving it. I'm going to use my take your pick tool to move it. There we go. Oops. Another little bit. I think we're good. What you guys think? I think we're good. It needs a little bit of smidge lower. That will do. Okay, so now I'm going to hold these where it's at, and I'm going to bring my glue. Let me use my take your pick again and just put the glue where it's at. I really struggle sometimes when I think, oh, I'm going to move it and I'll find, no, I never find exactly where I needed to put it. And so I am just going to use these, which is much simpler for me. I think it just takes away the mistakes. Now, we are going to put, I'm going to put a little bit more in this corner. It does not seem like it's all sticky. That is a little bit better. Went over, but that is fine. And we are going to put a little bit on this edge. We're going to give it a second to dry. So in the meantime, what do we want to decorate this with? So it goes like this. We're going to open. We have a window. It's got a smidge of... Do we want to put the big hello in there? It could be, although it should go like that, so it goes with that one, and I don't know if I like that once you open it, right? You see what I'm saying? If we didn't put that there, then we could have been able to do this, but I think that it looks weird having one sentiment like that and one straight, so I'm not going to do that. But we can definitely bring our other cutouts that we have, and we have two, and I really want to use this one, and I am taking two at a time for some reason, I don't know what, but we can bring these two in here, and I am thinking we're going to cut them, fussy cut them real quick. Let me see a little bit more here. Okay, I just want to take that off. I'm going to cut a little bit more because it still has a little bit of the purple in there. And I'm going to cut definitely in here. And so I want to put this one, so I'm going to put actually blueberries first. And this is why, because I want them to make contrast. And I'm going to put this one, and so they look really weird without anything. So what are we going to do? We are going to try to create with these cardstock I'm just thinking if I have a way to do this the easy way, but I don't think we do. Oh, so sad. So what I am thinking we can do, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. We are going to create ourselves a little weaved basket, a little black basket. Oh. I'm thinking. You guys know what happens when I'm thinking. Okay, let me close this. I am thinking that if I close these, this is more or less the size. So the size of that is about 3 by 3. So I'm going to make it 3 by 3 because I don't mind if it's a little bit bigger. And maybe 3 by 3 1/4 actually. Let me see. Would that be too big? That is too big. So I am going to make this a little bit thinner. Maybe that's 2 1/4. Okay, so this is what I am envisioning. We're going to create some sort of basket here to put our goodies at. So baskets have usually some sort of corner, right? They are never just one. And again, I really suck at cutting. If you're better than me, by all means, create what you can. I am just thinking this is going to look fun. And so, we're getting there. Okay, this one is a little bit on the rough side. I think we need to cut this again a little bit more. Sort of like so. I think that will do. And now we have sort of a basket. So how are we going to make this more baskety? And I hope that it's going to work well. We're going to do this like so. So we're creating some, I don't even know how to call it, some little mountains and valleys kind of setting. And why are we doing that? I am doing that because I'm going to bring some of that twill that we have and I'm going to tie them. So it's going to look something like this. Move this. And I sure hope I don't need any more twill later on. Well, I don't want to use any more twill later on, I guess. I'm going to hold this one in here and then I'm just going to go around it like that, and it's going to come back here. And I'm actually just going to cut too small. I usually do that. And we're going to cut it like there. I'm going to move this tiny bit here and a tiny bit there. And this one's going to go there. And so it's not exactly a basket, but it does look similar to it. It gives it a fun touch to it. And I'm just trying to make a knot here. And as you can tell, I even have a hard time with knots. Haha. So there's that. We're going to leave it there. And I'm just going to cut a tiny bit here. So we have our weird basket, but because we did that, it kind of really looks like a basket. And so we're going to like put it there. Let me move that. Oops. that was the hole. And we're going to move that. So we're going to put this one underneath. Again, I want to put that one underneath because I want to create some contrast with the colors. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna put the, and they will, oops, Maria. Okay, I'm gonna put them there. This one goes there. So I am just calculating. And we're going to put some dimensionals in these friends. Where are my dimensionals? Lost them. How weird is that, huh? I found them. We're going to put dimensionals on these to create some fun in here. And we'll have to put some dimensionals as well in the basket. Oops, I got them all. Okay, like there. Still like inside, but with a little bit of dimension. And the basket will need dimensionals as well. And we're just putting one on each side. That one I already took. And now we have it all in there. I'm going to move these all the way there, and you can see, actually I'm moving it to here. And as you can tell, there is a corner here. So I'm going to bring these other friends to the rescue. And we're going to just put them in here. And I'm going to just put them in the basket, not outside the basket. And I want to do that because I really want to leave some space if you want to sign it, or if you want to put like these are more like tags. So if you want, oh, that's a good idea. See? I'm gonna run these through. Wait, what fits in there? None of these will actually fit. They do fit. I guess what I'm trying to say is none of these will actually, where's my box? I found them. I want it to be horizontal as well, but we're going to stamp them anyways. And we're going to tie them there. And I think that will give it some fun. Again, trying here in my grid paper. It goes, sorry about my head. There you go. And that actually does not need it to be, oops, see? Look at my fingers all the time. I don't know how I do it, but all the time. And so now we're going to tie this thingy up here. We have one and just the other one. Okay, there we go. And now we have a little message as well. So that is our second card. It took us a little longer than the other one. The other one seemed very simple, but it is super cute, I think. What do you guys think? So we have our first one that includes cutouts and cutting this one and cutting the middle. Maybe honestly the best thing to do this card would have been if I just had used these already. I just didn't think about much about it because I just didn't want to waste two, I guess. But it ended up looking good because we were able to kind of cut it in a way that it looks good, and then it opens up and you have this here. So you can still sign around and it just looks tremendously cute. And then the other one is this one, which I am not sure how it's called, but it is super cute, right? Once you open it, it is just adorable. There you go. So you have two beautiful cards. alternatives with our paper pumpkin kit. Don't forget that I am live on Tuesdays, and I have a beautiful project every Tuesday, and every Thursday is when we post or I upload a video for the paper pumpkin kit alternatives. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you want a free catalog, please send me an email to Maria at mariascraftingcorner.com. I would love to spoil you with some of our goodies. I have a very good rewards program. You will love it, and you'll get free products and access to extra videos and cards and card kits. So don't miss that. Go to my website. It's mariascraftingcorner.com. I would love to spoil you the best I can. And here you go. I hope you guys like them, and I hope to see you next time. I appreciate you being here. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.